one fact at a time. All right.
Shout out to our boy. And of course, he's out on holiday. And of course, that's my brother King, Bruce. And yeah, that's a new feature, man.
That's nice.
We gave him a job. We gave him a responsibility and a task. Please bring your mic a little bit closer there, brother.
You know, man.
You know, man. So you can hear that he's a black man from Texas, right?
That's straight Fifth Ward.
Shout out to King, man. And of course, bringing us that new feature, and of course some interesting stuff. We're going to be looking at tech and business, and of course those of you who are in business, you can definitely get some tips from our gentlemen's club. And of course this time around we've got a beautiful young second lady who joins us as a guest on our show. Let's give her a big shout out, man.
Yes.
How are you doing, Gugu? How are you, my sister? I hope you're doing good, man.
Good morning.
Are you well?
I'm well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, and
thank you for me.
Thanks for waking up so early in the morning because it's cold outside.
Yeah, it's better now, but yeah, this morning I was like, oh, the things we do.
But you know, because it's radio and it's entertainment, and you are like, my friend, I'm gonna be there.
Yes.
All right. Listen, let me tell everybody about who you are briefly, because I'm looking at what you do here. It's quite a lot. Okay, so let me tell everybody who's watching. We are live now on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, on various social media platforms, and of course we're also streaming from our app Bogart Man, and do check it out, Bogart Radio. And so let me tell you about Gugu Keswa. She's a performer, she's an entrepreneur, she's a speaker, she's a recovery life coach. Okay. All right. So she is a multi-talented artist. She's a musician, professional dancer, choreographer, writer, and actress. Gugu is also a business, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and a recovery life coach. Gugu is a BA Communication Science graduate and is the founder of a company called Ballex Dance Entertainment and Events. And Ballex is a proudly South African fitness, exercise, and health movement regime invented by Gugu Keswa in 2008. Ballex Dance Entertainment and Events is a unique turnkey business specializing service offering within the dance and entertainment and events arena. The company services include dance classes, dancers, specialized costume and wardrobe, promo staff, hostesses, events supplies, entertainment, events decor, makeup artists, sound equipment, chefs, catering, and so much more. We also offer specialized events planning and events coordination for events of all calibers. So, shout out, man. That's a lot of stuff. Wow, man. That's a lot. I mean, I don't know. Do you sleep at all at some point?
Yeah, actually I sleep a lot. I love sleeping.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And how do you manage everything that you do, man? That's a lot of stuff that you're busy with.
Well, firstly, I just want to really thank you. I'm so grateful to have the platform for you to actually say everything I do in one space like that. That's a God-given opportunity to be able to, say to the world, like, this is everything I do. Because as you say, it's a lot. And it's funny that you say it's a lot, because to somebody else it sounds like a lot. But to me, all those things are just an extension of my personality, an amalgamation of all my skills, and all the work I've done. In my 37 years of life, pretty much.
Okay, that sounds great.
So it's not really a lot. It's actually just all the extensions of my personality.
Yeah, nice. Let's start from the beginning. All right, let's tell us where you were born and raised. Are you a Joburg girl or are you from?
I am a Mzansi girl.
Okay.
Born and bred. I was born in 1988.
Okay.
In Hillbrow.
In Hillbrow.
In Hillbrow, guys. Mzansi. Like, you see, they should make me an ambassador, guys, for Proudly Joburg.
Okay.
So when people go home during the holidays, they're always like, I'm going to Mahayeng, I'm going to my motherland. Everyone goes to Limpopo, to Eastern Cape. I don't have a Machaeng, guys. My Machaeng is Joburg. Like, I'm literally all by myself. The freeways are empty. I'm that Hanu's like all alone here.
Okay.
Because like home is like Alexandra Township.
Okay.
And then that's because my gran was part of the Sophia Town.
Yes.
If you have to trace it, Sophia Town was about 1940.
Yeah.
And then Sophia Town people moved to either Soweto or Alexandra.
Yes.
So it's about 1950.
Yes.
So home is still Josie, Alex. That's where my mom grew up. And then I grew up in Lombardy East.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, schooling. Where did you go to school?
For primary school, I went to Rembrandt Park Primary, which is actually not far from here.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to Sandringham High School for 2 years. And then I went to the National School of Arts.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, where I studied dance and I majored in ballet.
Oh,
For
okay.
high school. And then my degree, I actually did on my own through UNISA over many years. Guys, it took me a decade to get my degree.
No way.
Nobody understands that.
What?
But you got it.
I swear, yeah, I have a BA Communication Science degree.
Okay.
Self-taught, self-study. Like, guys, UNISA, there's no teacher, hey?
Okay.
There's no extra class unless you like paying through like another institution that offers, which I did not have the luxury. The reason my degree took me so long is because of financial constraints. So a degree is 30 subjects, right? So sometimes I'll take like 2 subjects, sometimes I'll take 1, sometimes I'll just sit because there isn't like financial funding for it, and I'll just sit like a year or 2 years, and then sometimes I'd pop in business and I'd be like 6.
Okay.
You know, so eventually I got it in 2022.
Oh,
Yeah,
congratulations,
through
man.
UNISA. Thank you.
It's
Yes.
beautiful to see black, educated, young black women who are educated, man.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you so much. I'm actually planning to do my MBA very
What?
soon. It's something I should actually be doing it in September.
Okay.
Because I got a partial scholarship to do it in America.
Oh, really?
All right.
But the partial
Okay.
scholarship is still partially not enough for me because it's in dollars.
Oh, yes.
So when I check it out, it's still too much for me. So it's something I have to save for at least to do next year.
Okay.
Let me know, because I graduated from that institutional structure over there from University of Pittsburgh. So
Oh,
there's a
wonderful.
lot of monies that are available. So I'll do some boot work to find out if there's some other avenues for resource.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, you see, now,
The plug.
yeah, the plug.
But
Thank
this is
you.
why you have to go out and talk and shoot your shots and say your story here.
Exactly. That's wonderful, man. All right, so when did you get into business, and how did you get into business? Why didn't you end up in a corporate environment with your degree?
So look, I've always been an artist since I was a little girl, but at the same time, academia was always a strong part of my life. Like I was always top 20 in primary school and in high school. So I've always really done really well at school, like academic wise. But my passion in the arts is what drove me. I remember I wrote my mom a letter in grade 9 because she wouldn't let me go to art school. They were like, it's the worst decision. The children there never make it. Art is a mess. You're not going to make it. You're so clever. Use this academics. And I wrote her a letter. It was so dramatic. That letter was so dramatic.
Okay.
Dear
I
Mama.
was like, yes, it really was. I was like, please let me follow my dreams. Please let me go to the school. And I cried. I remember at the end, I was like, kind regards, dying. I was like, the dying artist. Kind regards, the dying artist. So I begged. And look, I did ballet. Luckily, my mom enrolled me into ballet classes when I was 3 years old.
Okay.
So usually in a girl's life, most girls will try ballet when they're little,
Okay.
and then fall off the wagon. By the time they're like 7, 8, they're like, I don't like this, or it's too hard for them, or their family can't afford it. But with me, like, I stuck through it. I knew that I love ballet like forever.
But I mean, you grew up in Alex, like ballet, like it's just like for a kid in Alex, like to think about ballet. How did it come to even mind? Like,
Well, my mom grew up in Alex. So I grew up in Lombardy East, which is
Okay.
the more suburban side of things.
Oh, okay.
So my mom was a really hard worker, and then she wanted us, my older sisters as well. We're part of like the Born Free movement.
Oh, yeah.
Where black people finally had access to these opportunities.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So my mom was like, you know what, I'm going to take my children to do this ballet thing. And she had no idea, actually, that she had a young ballerina. I think she just thought, she's letting us do our hobbies and giving us access to things that she never had access to.
Yeah.
I actually vividly remember my first ballet class when I was 3 years old. I even remember what I was wearing. I was wearing like this little blue thing with a little pink tutu.
Wow.
And I remember when I walked into there and I heard the classical music, as a little girl, I was like, I found myself. I'm at home.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this. I love this.
Wow.
And then the passion just carried through the whole time. And every time, like, as all of my friends dropped out, I just kept going. And ballet is very disciplined.
Okay.
So it actually aligned very well with my academic personality at the time, because I grew and also my personality changed. But, you know, I used to be like this very, very goody, like do well at school, do like, you know, I used to work very hard. So ballet is the same because it also has grades. It's all about discipline. So I was just like, I really, really love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And then, so from the time you were small, you carried right through. You made it to the National School of Arts.
Yeah, you have to audition to get into there.
You
as well.
auditioned.
You have to. Whether you're doing drama, music, art, you do an actual audition in front of a panel and a board, and then they select you to get into that school. You don't just get accepted into the National School of Arts.
Wow.
And then you must carry through with whatever art that you are in.
Yeah, you do
it
till matric, and then you get it on your matric certificate as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after the National School of Arts, where did you carry on with your ballet? Did you join the ballet club in the one in Braamfontein?
So now you're unpacking the real story
Okay.
about me. Like
Yeah.
you hit, what is it, the nail.
Yeah. Okay.
So when I was 20, I had my first daughter.
Okay.
Which changed the trajectory of my whole life pretty much. So as a dancer, especially when you do ballet, the end goal, the immediate end goal after you do school is to go into a theater, and then it's generally overseas. So a dancer's life is about travel. You need to be able to travel the world. So when I had my first daughter, I can't travel anymore. And I have, you know, the typical black mom. My mom was like to me, oh, so you have a baby now?
Yo.
She was like, you have a handbag. I remember that's exactly what she said to me. She's like, you see how you carry around your handbag? That's how you're going to carry around your daughter. Like, she's like, girl, don't even think you're about to be leaving me. That is your baby.
Yo.
And then that's when, like, her attitude also towards my art shifted, because she's like, now you have a child. So how are you going to dance? You're not going to be able to do ballet anymore. You're not going to be able to dance. You need to go and work. Because this child must eat, etc. And then that's when I went onto the journey of starting my business.
Oh.
And then I remember I was sitting at home with a little baby girl, and I had my own exercise regime all the time. I always used to exercise. And then part of my exercise would also be with my ballet. So as I was moving around, I was like, how can I turn ballet into exercise? And then I started moving around. I'm like, look, I can actually make this an exercise regime that other people can do, and it doesn't have to be like limited, because usually to do ballet you have to look a certain way.
Okay.
The syllabus is in French. It's not for men. Well, generally guys are like, no, it's girly, it's pink. So I was like, I'm gonna work around this thing, and I'm going to make it ballet with a little something extra.
Okay.
And then that's when I came up with Ballex. And I was 22 years old, and I was like, that's it. I'm going to do this Ballex thing. It's mine. I'm going to engineer it. And then I started coming up with a syllabus, and I registered the company as, back then it was Ballex Let's Dance.
Oh.
As like just dance classes, right? Yeah.
So now, okay, you're going back to your mom to say, I'm starting my business. You've just come back with a baby, and you've just come back with a letter to say, I want to go to do arts.
Yeah, the letter was before, yeah.
Yeah. So like, she probably thinking like, this girl of mine, like, new
What's
ideas.
happening?
Yeah, what's going on?
And then especially when I told her about Ballex.
Exactly.
She's like, what's that?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's my own thing. I made it up. And she was like,
That's awesome. Yeah.
she's like, what? You made it up? And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, and this is going to be my career. And she's like, oh, Jehovah. I'm sure she went to the room and started praying hard. It's like, this hand is the last screw.
Prayer works. I'm telling you.
Yo, okay. So she finally accepted it at some point. Oh, still not.
Yes and no. Hey.
She's a traditional woman, I take
Yeah,
it. Yes.
But look,
Okay.
the business model grew.
Okay.
So it started out as just dance classes. So I went into gyms, I taught it. It was really beautiful to actually see it happen and to see people do it. Like I'd be like, people who have no dance experience, like you, or I don't know actually.
No, I don't have a dance
like
experience.
You, right?
I used to break dance back in the
So
80s,
you have some balance at least. But I'd walk into a room of people at a gym and I'd be like, rise. And I'm telling you, every single person in that room knew how to rise.
Okay.
So it was beautiful to see that this concept of mine is actually a real thing. And I started teaching it to people, and the girly stuff started falling away because I actually have a human experience now to see what works, what doesn't work. I built it. But while I was doing those dance classes, I started going into entertainment. So being a dancer in other spaces like Kaiser Chief cheerleading squad, corporate events, and then I got into the clubs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the club dancing.
Okay.
Wow. I
Okay.
have so many memories in that space.
Janet Jackson style, yeah?
Yeah, actually, I met the most amazing people in the club world. Hey, like I danced with Justin Bieber. Like I chilled with Justin Bieber. Chilled with Chris Brown. Chilled with those people. Not lying. Like where I'm actually dancing and they're watching me through the club space.
Oh.
So while I was in the club space, then I got an opportunity from the owner of Taboo. His name was Chris Coltoris. May he rest in eternal peace. I always speak about him. And he's like, I see something in you. Don't you want to run the dances here? Because we don't have anybody running it.
Okay.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, sure, of course. And plus I have my registered business. So then I started recruiting girls. And then I'm like, okay, wait, but these girls need something to wear. Because every night is a theme and we have sponsors and they have to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And then that introduced the costume and wardrobe part of my business. Because then I started buying costume and wardrobe for the girls. So now it's no more just dance classes. Now we're supplying dancers. Now we're doing costume and wardrobe. And then in the time I also decided to do promotions and hostesses because I would also do that for extra money since I was a teenager. And I had a database of all these amazing girls and they needed work. And I had the expertise, and then so that's how the business started growing.
Yeah.
But then when I hit 24, something else happened.
Another baby.
Yeah.
Oh. How did I know this?
Second baby. And then
Life, man.
And then things got hard.
Yo.
Because now, at least in the club dancing, so remember I used to use my body for money.
Yes.
Because now I'm a club dancer. So
Okay.
now I have a baby in my body.
Oh.
Now I can't dance.
Yes. No, you can't go up there on the stage.
Well, mind you, I actually did it
No.
until she was 5 months because I
What?
wasn't showing. Like,
Oh.
and then I would cover my tummy with these feathers, like for wardrobe. I swear, like I did that for 5 months, guys. And then on the 6th month, and then she was like, "No, I'm here now. There's no feather that's gonna cover me no more."
Hold on, ma.
Yeah. So then,
But homies, if they had seen that you were pregnant up there, it would have been like,
yeah,
oh,
no, it
come
would
on.
have been an out. No,
Yeah, it would have
wouldn't
been an out.
worked. So
Yeah.
luckily, but then this is where like pressure makes diamonds, guys, because
Yeah,
in
let's
that
go.
time I felt so much pressure. I was like, okay, I can't, what am I going to do? I remember everyone asking me, what are you going to do with your life? A lot of negative feedback, like, oh,
Of
her life
course.
is over now.
The
And plus
haters.
a single mom as well at the time, hey, like not formally married, no partner, second baby, stories even.
Yo.
So they're just like, my family around me, like there was so much doubt around my future, around what's going to happen. And even me, myself, I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then that's when like the second part of my business actually grew.
Yeah.
Because then I remember someone needed to do a music video. Because remember I was so focused on the club space, just the club space. And then one of my friends like, I need dancers for a music video. And I need them to be dressed a certain way. Can you hook me up? Then I was like, okay, great. And then I remember I had no money. I was so stressed. I was like, what is this child going to wear? Like when she comes in the world. And then I did that one gig. I'm telling you, I was able to buy everything like that I needed for my little girl to come into the world.
Wow.
I was able to like pay all of my expenses to have her through supplying girls for a music video. Like it was, it was a gig and clothes. And then that's when the business model expanded outside of the club. Where now we can do music videos, we can do shoots, we can do the wardrobe stuff, we can do all of that. So after my second baby came, then I decided I'm going to make this Ballex Dance Entertainment and Events.
Oh, that's how it came about.
Yes, because now the business model has expanded.
Wow.
That's very interesting. And which part of your business is the most challenging part? getting the girls for a music video shoot or the club scene, like managing that sort of aspect and everything that goes with the club scene. Because I mean, you've got ballers who are coming in there and they say
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff, and I don't know. So which part of it is more challenging for you?
It depends in what aspect of challenging. Are you speaking like monetary wise?
Monetary wise and just dealing with people personality issues.
Okay, well, that's why I think entrepreneurship is such a beautiful thing because you learn skills. So anybody who works with me knows don't with that girl.
Okay.
Like, it's not a brothel.
Okay.
It's not that kind of movie.
Oh yeah.
It's formal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's something that was lacking in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
And that's something I said I'm going to bring because I got messed over by so many people as a dancer. Like, I'd go and do a gig and people wouldn't pay me.
That's also true.
And then I have to wait 100 years to get paid and there's no invoice. It was messy. So when I came in, I had a formalized structure. Like, there's a business, there's a contract, there's a payment terms. When you deal with me, you know you're paying my girls. We have terms of invoice that you're paying before the service, you know. So that was a bit difficult, but I think that's where my head girl personality kicked in. That
Of
that
course.
overachieving head girl, disciplined girl, she showed up in that time.
Of course.
Because then I can speak to men, you know how they are, especially when they see girls. I'm like, no, get your head out of there.
Yeah.
This is professional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then monetary wise, I must say the hardest part of the business is the actual essence, the business model in essence, the dancing part.
Okay.
Monetizing it.
Okay.
It's much easier for me to get business for my event supplies, for my hostesses, for my promo, because that I can pitch to a corporate market, you know. That's a different space. But when it comes to dance, the arts, it's very difficult, especially since I don't know why people think dancers cost R5.50.
Okay.
Like, in their minds.
Yeah.
I really, well, I guess it's, someone said something to me and really enlightened me, and they said, it's my responsibility to teach the client, because the client, like you, for example, anybody, doesn't know the industry. So people will be like, okay, I need 10 dancers, and people have big dreams. Hey, people love to dream.
No, they do, huh?
They'll be like, look, I'm launching this, I want 10 dancers, I want them dressed in this, I want them dripping gold. Like, literally, I'll be like, I'll listen to your dream, and then I'll be like, okay, and I'll formalize it and put it in a quote, and they're like, oh, this is too much.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, how much? These are human beings. They have a skill. They need to be paid. So even till this day, it's very hard for people to pay the right amount for dancers. People want to charge really cheap for dancing services. And I also blame the industry as a whole in a little way, because my competitors are extremely cheap. So if I'm saying this is how much a dancer's worth, and mind you, I'm not being expensive. I'm a businesswoman, so I look at the space. I try and scale it, you know. But if I'm saying it's this much, and then the people around me are charging like 500, then you end up going for the cheaper thing. So the entertainment industry is very difficult to monetize.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break to deal with the issues of sports. And my girl, Rihanna, is standing by all the way in Dubai to give us some tips on exercises and, of course, how to eat healthy during this time of winter, because there's so much stews and there's so much finger food, soul food. And we're just chilling, keeping warm and eating all the bad stuff. So she's going to come and give us some tips. All right. So we'll continue the conversation on the other side and with our girl Gugu just after this. Rihanna? It's okay to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's very right.
Okay.
Definitely. I think her saying that you're doing it for your kids is a great motivation, because we need to live for our children. But as a mother, and on my self-actualization, self-love journey, I realized that I need to live for me.
Okay.
Because if I can love myself, you can't pour from an empty cup.
That's true.
And as parents, we want to pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
Like we want to do so much for them, right?
Yeah.
Without taking care of us. And then we become depleted. Yeah? So, but what she said about eating better and your mental health. And also, guys, summer bodies are made in winter, hey?
That's true.
Oh, summer bodies are made in winter. You can't wake up now in October and be like, I want a summer body. It's late.
Yeah, it's
in
too late.
these
You must
cold
start
days.
now.
Yes, this is when you're already jogging.
Yeah.
This is when you're already gymming. This is when you're already doing your walking. Walking is very effective, guys.
Absolutely.
It's so underplayed.
And it's cheap. It's
For
free.
And the beautiful thing about my Ballex
Yeah.
that I do is it's resistance. So you don't need resistance training. You don't actually need any equipment. Your body on its own. If I teach you certain movements, like if you hold your leg, for example, in a certain position, that's natural resistance. Your leg starts doing that.
Oh.
And then if you hold it for long enough, you're firming.
Yes.
So I've engineered a way to do that with all parts of your body, where you're actually gymming without needing anything.
Any
And you're
equipment.
getting an overall workout. So just holistically though, about what she said, it's very, very true that we have to take care of ourselves, what we eat, what we consume, and our mind health, because it's a mind, body, spirit connection.
Absolutely. Very
So
powerful.
you're saying I don't need anything to do your Ballex. I can just
Yeah, no,
With
I
my-
just,
yeah.
yeah, I can just teach
I'd
you
like to see
the
you in a
movements.
Ballex outfit.
Well, look, actually, this is how you dress, guys, to a
Not me,
Ballex
but-
class. So I'm going to show you videos where I
Okay.
have lots of men in my class.
Okay.
The oaks actually like it
Okay.
because it gets hard. Like it's, the masculine
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
Once you start feeling that I'm burning here, right? Then they stay.
Yeah.
They stay the course. So it's not very girly at all. That's why I call it a fitness regime. It's not dance. It took me a whole 10 years to realize that it's not
Wow.
dance.
Oh.
It's really not dancing. It's pure exercise and fitness.
Beautiful, man. I want to now touch on two other things that you do, which are also quite brilliant. Firstly, let's talk about your music, and you're a writer. You're an author. You're writing a book. Let's talk about those two things before I get on to the issue around your life coach aspect, because I'll leave that for last.
Okay. Yeah, I think that one needs the last because it's hectic. Girl.
Yeah. We've got issues. We are here for counseling.
Oh, you found the right girl.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
you-
an internationally accredited life and recovery coach.
Okay.
nice.
So the music.
Yeah.
You see how my face lit up?
I
when
saw.
when you said. So guys, apart from all of the stuff, the other everything,
Yeah.
the thing I've always wanted to do is music.
Okay.
So I actually rap
Oh, yeah.
and I sing
Oh.
and I dance.
Damn.
So after I had first baby, I actually came out with some music. I have a video on YouTube and I came up with a few songs on SoundCloud, and I was working with people. But I feel like I was ahead of my time in the sense is at the time there wasn't really any social media. There was just Facebook. There wasn't all these other platforms and
platforms,
stuff.
yeah.
So I have this great video, like it's sitting on YouTube. It's called My Need.
Okay.
And it's great. Look, I'm an artist, so I'm gonna crit it the way it was. If it wasn't that great, I'd be like, I was trying.
Yeah.
But it didn't get the exposure it needed, right? And I was working with one of a childhood friend, great producer. So the music game is hard, We did one attempt. I actually almost got signed by EMI. Do you remember EMI?
I remember
That
EMI.
international record label. And then it didn't work out. Not really because of me, but obviously they wanted to change my image. They're like, yeah, we really like you. You're really talented, but we would like to give you a Brenda Fussy kind of vibe. I'm like, yo, first of all, I rap, guys.
Yeah.
Give me rapper.
Yeah.
And then like, I ain't no Brenda Fussy. Like, I'm Jewish, dog,
Yeah.
So then after I had second baby, music kind of fell away because I had to look for money and So to a lot of people, that seems like a dream that's dead, but it's actually very, very alive. And what I've been doing over these years, these whole 10 years, is perfecting the craft, guys.
Okay.
I've been perfecting I've been singing in church.
Oh.
I went back to church.
Oh yeah, you're a church girl.
Yeah, and
A strong church girl.
Yeah, I go to a church of apostolic faith. So we sing Difela,
okay.
which we sing with like we clap and we sing.
Yes. Yeah.
And you will not believe what that has done to my vocal cords.
Wow.
Because of like, you have to control and it's so much singing.
True.
So over the years of doing that, I've practiced and I've been writing and writing. So now I'm getting back into studio.
Are you using gospel music as a bit of an influence on your new music or on your music on hip hop?
Well, you know what? Because it's part of my life, yes, but it's not the typical gospel. You know what the thing is with life? People like to put things in a box, but I guess because it's business. So in music, it's either you a gospel artist or you a hip hop artist. So I don't like to be put into a box, but obviously if they have to market you and it's a business, right? You have to choose a genre.
Yeah.
So it's hip hop. So yeah, I have some rhymes, where I'll be like, Father, please forgive me for the life that I'm living, the drugs and the partying. I've been living life sinning. Like, let me take it back to the beginning.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
Yes,
I
you.
do explain myself, like the God journey, the real journey. But I'm really, really looking forward to getting back into studio now and killing it.
Yeah.
Because now there are platforms.
Yeah.
And also I always speak to God about it. I always say to him, revive this music.
Yeah.
Because very quick, I'm not going to church very, very quickly. There's a story in the Bible about he comes in and there are these dead bones and people think this person is dead. And then one of the prophets says, get up and rise. And then those bones come together and rise. And so when I speak to God, I'm like, Father, you are the reviver. You can make bones rise. So even my music that people think is so dead because it's so long ago, you will revive it, and I'm going to come out. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely something I'm going to work on, though, and put some action. But regarding the craft itself, personally, I've perfected it. Like the rap game, the music, so I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like even now, if you like drop bars, I'm ready. So, which was important as an artist to perfect the craft.
True, but looking at the rap music, rap used to be a huge thing back in the days. Right now, Mapiano has dominated the music industry. Do you think that rap still got that spark?
I think so, definitely. But I think if you want to monetize it, it would be good to dabble, to like mix it up. Like how Rick Ross came out with a song now with Pharrell.
Yeah.
It came out last week. It's called Money, with an Afro beat.
Oh.
And they call it Afro Trap. That's what Rick Ross and Pharrell call it.
Yeah.
So they've opened a door there. And those two are big influencers in the game. So just by them doing something like that, they've really opened up the market to like experimenting with stuff. But yeah, it's a valid question. And what is it? Nas said hip hop is dead.
It's losing its spark. It's not dead.
I remember Nas was like, hip hop
yeah.
is dead.
Yeah.
It's losing its spark, but maybe it just needs somebody to reactivate that
Especially
spark,
in SA. Remember back in
Yeah.
the days where you had your Proverbs, your Pro Kid,
There are
your
so many, hey?
Pitch
And then
Black
also
Afros,
the
those,
challenge in SA, as someone like me, they want you to rap in vernac, because I've worked with quite a few big
Okay.
artists, So if I go as a musician into the South African field, they're going to be like, yeah, but can't you rap in vernac? And guess what? I actually can't rap in vernac. I can speak vernac, but I can't rap in vernac. So my main goal is international standard, but I think good enough music anybody should be able to vibe with it. So I'm just going to create and then try to open the right
keep
doors.
pushing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then the writing aspect, the writing part of your life, when you talk about writing, you're talking about writing music or writing a book?
Well, look, I can write anything. I could write you a speech right now.
Okay.
Because I studied I studied BA communication science. So I write.
Yeah.
And to be a rapper, you need to be a writer.
True.
To start with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the book is something I really didn't think I'd ever talk about. It's just been my little thought. And then he brought it up, which is funny. It's like the universe is prompting me.
Yeah.
So the book I'm writing has actually nothing to do with business.
Okay.
It's going to be called The Art of Healing.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a practical step-by-step guide to helping people to heal. Go on a journey of healing.
That's actually brings me to this next topic that I want to spend a little bit of time on. It's your life as a internationally acclaimed, or how do you frame it? A life coach.
Yeah, it's an accredited. It's actually a recovery coach, but it's both a life coach and a recovery coach. But the specialist field is recovery coaching.
What does it mean?
Yeah, a lot of people don't even know what recovery coaches are. Do you guys know what a recovery coach is?
Well,
Do you know?
I'm assuming it's somebody helping you to get over whatever issues, like maybe
Yeah, so the focus
Yeah.
is addictions
addiction. Okay, yeah.
and substance abuse.
Okay.
But it can be any addiction.
So
That's
how did you choose that specific one?
I didn't choose it. It chose me.
Okay.
So with the life being an artist, what do most artists struggle with? If we had to put it out there, if you think, since the great times of Elvis Presley,
Oh yeah. Drugs,
Whitney Houston,
alcohol,
Yeah.
drugs, substance abuse,
sex,
addiction,
and
yeah, all of that stuff.
pornography, and
So I went through a journey where I struggled with substance abuse.
really, yeah.
Yeah. Look, it started off just as a fun thing, and then when life got really, really hard, I would turn to substances to numb. To numb the amount of pain that I was going through internally. And it was a lot of pain. And I remember, when you use with your friends, it's all fun. But I remember the turning point for me, I was about 26 and I was sitting in the club and I felt so lonely.
Really?
And I was surrounded by people.
What?
There were people all around me and I felt like the loneliest hand in the room. I felt all by myself and I literally burst into tears at like 3 a.m. And I was like, okay, I need to reach out and get help. So obviously from the type of family I come from, church, whatever, I couldn't really go out and tell anyone anything. And let me tell you, substance abuse is the most judged, most misunderstood illness in the world. Everybody has an opinion and most people know nothing about it.
I like how you say it's an illness.
It's actually a mental health illness.
Okay.
That's what it's classified as, and people don't know that.
Because when somebody sees somebody who's addicted to drugs, they'll say, you're just a druggie. They don't say you're actually sick.
Exactly. And then I remember telling one of my friends from that circle that, I need help. And they're like, but you don't take drugs that much. You're clean. Because when you think of a druggie, you think about someone who's falling apart with a crack pipe on the corner. So those are the judgments and misconceptions about drug addiction. So, but I went on my own journey. I looked up a place called the Foundation Recovery Center. I admitted myself into an outpatient program.
You did it yourself?
I did it myself in secret.
What?
I didn't tell anyone around me. And my children, back to how your children should motivate you to live.
Yeah.
I remember looking at them because they were so little and I was like, I need to get my mind together for these kids. I need to clean myself up for these kids. And look, if I don't think the addiction at the time was so bad, but you know what, when you're dabbling in a space like that, anything can happen. And at the end of the day, I was in a lot of pain. I was really, really battling with a lot of trauma, guilt, shame, all those things. So I remember spending about a good 5 years in a room, 4 years crying every day.
What? You're damn. So I mean, have you started helping people as a accredited life coach?
Yeah, well, so this is how I got the certification. This class captain spirit, guys. Everywhere I go, I lead, even if I don't want. I went to the rehab for help. Next minute, the rehab is like, oh, we really love you.
Yeah.
Please, can you be a coach here?
Oh, wow.
We want you to be a leader here. I'm like, oh, my word. That's how I just came here for help.
Yeah.
So then they sponsored me because the course I did is quite expensive. It's an international course, but then the owner was like, no, I'm going to sponsor you to do this course.
Wow.
So I did it, and it was a lot of work. Lots and lots of work you have to do. I was over 200 hours of coaching.
Wow.
And then they teach you how to coach.
200 hours.
Yeah, they teach you how to coach, and then you work one-on-one with people, and then you work. So I have the accreditation, I have the skill. But here's the thing, though. A lot of people are like, why don't you come out with your story, tell everybody about it. I don't know. I don't carry it as like my badge of honor.
Okay.
Although, maybe I should, because there's a lot of people struggling in these streets, and I'm sitting here with the skill that could change the world. But maybe in my own right, I might need to still do a lot of work around my ego and that, because to me that was a weakness. And I don't know if you know anything about personality types.
Yeah, I've read some stuff about it.
You should try. You must go and look up Enneagram test on Google and take the test. It will give you a number. And that number will tell you your personality test.
Oh, really?
And it doesn't change. It's who you are.
Okay.
So I'm a 3. And a 3 is an achiever.
Oh.
And we don't like to be weak.
Okay.
We don't like to be weak. So I have a feeling that a lot of that intrinsic personality type is what's not making me put that as my badge of honor. Because to me, it was a moment of weakness. And I struggled so much through it. So, but that's the life path. It's good to know your number because it teaches you what you need to evolve from.
Okay.
So I still need to do a lot of work around climbing out of the shame of it. Guys, there's a lot of shame around drugs, eh?
No, it is.
And people paint you with a brush. The moment you say that, drugs, especially in the black community.
Yeah.
So I just
It's
try
always the
not to.
case.
But with me holding back, I mean, I'm holding back. There are a lot of people going through. So look, the skill is there. I do recovery coaching at $450 an hour.
Okay.
45-minute sessions, but obviously you need to do a few sessions, so the skill is there, and I do want to monetize it, see where God takes it.
So if we look at the problem with drugs in our country at the moment, and somebody who's dabbled in that sort of life, what are the root causes? What leads people to drugs? I mean, I'm sure you've heard of so many different reasons, but what are the, let's say, the top common four?
There's four. It's so funny that you said four.
How did I
clued up.
Come
eh?
on, man.
So generally people who end up with substance abuse. So here's the first thing. Not everybody who uses drugs is an addict.
Okay.
Do you know that?
No, I didn't.
The numbers are actually 1 in 10. So there are people who can use drugs, recreationally and casually, and not become addicts.
Okay.
So what makes you become the definition of addiction, first of all, is if you continue to do something regardless of the negative consequences.
Okay.
One.
Yeah.
Right? And then the causes of that is usually issues of guilt and shame, unresolved issues of trauma,
Okay.
like your status, personal status, like being in situations you can't control, that you feel you can't control.
Oh.
And then the other one is mental health issues.
Okay.
So like bipolar disorders, those can lead somebody to use drugs because they don't understand, their chemistry is not right in their brain. That's why they need to be on medication. So they end up going into substances because they're battling with their emotions.
Yeah. Okay, so those are the top four issues, but then how then do you help them with, the insecurity, the mental health part? And
that's when
the shame.
the coaching model works so well. So coaching is not counseling.
Okay, it's not counseling.
It's a model where you, the person, the client, the patient, you have all of your answers in you. Nobody can fix you. And that's why drug addiction cannot be painted as one thing. It's unique to every individual who's going through it. So what you do is you work with that person. You start excavating their history, their childhood, where they are in life, where the status, because then it's easy. It's the unresolved issues, your childhood traumas, or whatever traumas you're going through. It's where you are in life, the status, what the mental health. Then are you like, is this person bipolar? Are they normal? By speaking to them and having these coaching conversations, you ask powerful questions that lead them to their own answers.
Okay.
And then through that you can help them. You co-create a recovery plan, and then someone who knows we can teach them ways to get better. Like it's generally just lifestyle changes, but it's important to excavate the trauma and the shame, because those are the things that lead people to addiction.
And when they do uncover the trauma, how do they feel? Do they break down?
Generally, it's very courageous to go into recovery. That's why so many people can end up just having a casual affair. Alcohol also is the biggest drug, by the way. Hey.
Yes.
With the highest statistic of death, higher than any drug. And alcohol is legal, and you can buy it at Tops, and
Socially
it opens at 9 in the morning. Yeah, you can get it. You don't have to go around the corner.
And
by
you
the
can
way.
get it on
Yes,
Sunday.
so alcohol is a drug, listener.
Yeah.
But I can get drugs.
Yeah.
It's also an addiction. It can be the same thing.
True.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
solves the same problem you have.
Yeah.
Or well,
So-
it doesn't solve anything, but yeah.
Yeah, in the moment, it's a momentary experience. Alcohol, just like
Yeah.
any drug, it's
Yeah.
a moment,
Yeah.
and then
In your experience, who's experiencing the most in terms of issues, men or women? Especially with the drug-related, alcohol abuse-related, like what have you seen in that space?
I would say at this point in 2025, it's both. You know, before I would say maybe woman, because we had more single mothers, a lot more responsibility, but males are going, as a human collective, guys, we are going through a lot. Siya goisha, they say, hey? Because we are going through it. And a lot of us, some people it's financial issues, other people have all the money in the world. I mean, most of the clients at the rehab will be driving Porsches.
What?
Most people are like directors and CEOs out there, and they're struggling with drug addiction. So it shows that it goes beyond monetary. You know what I'm saying? There's like people are going through a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. We've got 5 minutes to go. So how can people get a hold of you? Where can they find you if they want you as a coach, you as a dancer, fitness, somebody who can help them, and your events business? Where do they get a hold of you?
Okay, so for the business, you can find us on Instagram at Ballex Dance Int. TikTok, same thing, Ballex Dance Int. And then our company cell is all there. It's 079-028-7146. It's out there. It's on Google as well.
Yeah.
And then that's for all the business stuff right now. And then if you want to speak to me personally for the coaching or speaking engagements, I have my email address, which is gugukeswa6@gmail.com. And then you could contact me on the same number for any other things, because it's a general number, but I'll divert you because that's my business line.
Say that again, that number.
079-028-7146.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for blessing us, man. It was so great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I love that. It reminds me of the club.
Oh, wow, man. It was so beautiful to have you in studio, girl.
Thank you.
Damn.
God bless you. God bless your hustle.
Thank you very much. We need that, man. We need God to open up doors and opportunities for all of us. Yeah, He will. So it's been a pleasure having you here on the Gentleman's Club and blessing us. And we'll invite you because we want to do outside broadcasting as a team as well. So
wonderful.
We're looking forward to having you and the ladies, maybe,
Yeah, let's bring the ladies.
Let's bring the ladies because we want the gents to come, because the gents will only come when the ladies are here.
Yeah, and the gents need the ladies, guys. Yeah, I'm for it, and I got the ladies.
Oh, and you got the you are our plug. Thank you so much. Did you enjoy yourself here?
I had a great time. Thank you also for unpacking the life coaching stuff in my journey. As I told you, I still need a lot of courage around speaking about that, but clearly, I'm getting better at it.
Yeah, you're getting better at it, and maybe we could bring you back again so that we can talk about that, because we are trying to put together something to try and help men.
Mental health, I'd actually really love to do that. A lot of my clients are males, actually.
Yeah. Just lately, I've just been bumping into guys who are just crying, man.
And they don't have a shoulder to cry on, and it's so hard for you guys to speak.
There's no safe space for men to talk.
Must be strong. Must. It's tough, guys. It's tough for you guys as well.
And the gents are unaliving themselves. They're committing suicide.
Yes, they have the highest. You guys have the highest suicide rate. And honestly, no. We need to crack open these. It's the guilt and the shame.
Yeah.
We need to come out of that.
We need to come out of it, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Echoes of the City is up next between 11 and 1 o'clock. And of course, we're about to sign off, and we appreciate everything, man. Thank you so much for joining us right here on the Gentleman's Club. So we are Tabang. Thank you very much, my brother.
Eitadaso.
My brother Ronaldo. Thank you very much, my brother. We appreciate you. Thank you, Feroza. We appreciate you, man. All right. So this has been the Gentleman's Club on a Saturday morning. Take care. Itara.